The reality of living with an EV that nobody talks about. Have you ever thought about what it would be like to live with an electric car all the time? In this movie, we talk about the hidden truths about owning an EV. Are the pros worth the cons, and what wonders are in store for you on this electric trip? Watch this space as we reveal the little-known facts about living in an EV and answer the most important questions you need to know before making the switch. In comparison to conventional automobiles powered by internal combustion engines, electric vehicles are frequently heralded as the transportation of the future, since they offer a cleaner and more environmentally friendly alternative. There are several accounts in the media that highlight the advantages of electric vehicles, such as reduced pollution, decreased fuel costs, and calmer rides. On the other hand, the reality of life with an electric vehicle is something that is not necessarily as glamorous or clear as these narratives portray it to be. The difficulties and intricacies that come with driving an electric vehicle are brought to light in this video, which looks into the parts of electric vehicle ownership that are less frequently highlighted. Being able to deal with the charging infrastructure is one of the most major issues that comes with having an electric vehicle. In spite of the fact that charging stations are becoming more prevalent in urban regions and major highways, rural and suburban areas sometimes fall behind. Long journeys can be uncomfortable and inconvenient for electric vehicle users due to this inequality on the road. Furthermore, the availability of fast chargers is another important issue that needs to be addressed. Fast chargers may complete the task of fully charging an electric vehicle in less than an hour, whereas standard home chargers can take several hours to complete the task. However, the use of fast chargers is not as prevalent, and the costs associated with their utilization are typically higher. People who do not have access to a home charging setup may find that relying on public charging stations is a considerable hassle for them. Range anxiety, sometimes known as the fear that an electric vehicle will run out of battery power before it reaches its destination, is a prevalent issue among both possible buyers of electric vehicles and those who already possess one. Despite the fact that modern electric vehicles have amazing ranges, typically ranging from 200 to 300 miles on a single charge, this can be considerably impacted by factors such as driving conditions, the weather, and the utilization of vehicle amenities such as heating and air conditioning. For example, driving in cold weather can lower the range of an electric vehicle by as much as 40%. This decrease is due to the fact that electric vehicles do not produce waste heat like combustion engines do. Therefore, the battery must not only provide power to the car but also preserve the temperature within the cabin. In a similar vein, utilizing air conditioning while the temperature is high can also cause the battery to consume more power. In comparison to internal combustion engine vehicles, electric vehicles are reported to have lower maintenance requirements. There are fewer moving parts in electric vehicles, there is no need to change the oil, and regenerative braking technologies reduce the amount of wear on components such as brakes. However, when problems do occur, it may be more difficult and expensive to remedy them than it would otherwise be. To give just one example, the degradation of batteries is a major cause for concern. Despite the fact that electric vehicle batteries are built to endure for many years, their capacity decreases over time, which results in a decrease in range. When it comes to electric vehicle batteries, replacing them can be prohibitively expensive, typically costing several $1,000s. On top of that, not all mechanics are trained to service electric vehicles, which can restrict the options available and drive up the costs of repairs. Electric vehicles are touted as ecologically benign alternatives to conventional automobiles. However, despite the fact that they do not create any pollutants from their tailpipes, their overall impact on the environment is more complicated. The manufacture of electric vehicle batteries requires a substantial amount of resources and has significant ramifications for both the environment and ethics. In the regions where lithium, cobalt, and other elements needed in batteries are harvested, mining for these materials can lead to environmental damage as well as issues pertaining to human rights. In addition, the energy that is normally utilized in the production of electric vehicles and their batteries is frequently derived from non-renewable sources, which can cancel out some of the positive effects on the environment. In addition, the disposal and recycling of electric vehicle batteries provide even another formidable obstacle. However, the current recycling infrastructure is not yet completely ready to handle the anticipated influx of end-of-life electric vehicle batteries. It is essential that these batteries be recycled in the appropriate manner in order to reduce the damage that they have on the environment. Even though electric vehicles can save money on gasoline and maintenance, the initial purchase price of an EV is typically more than the price of an ICE vehicle that is equivalent. Even if there are tax rebates and government incentives, the initial cost can be a barrier for many people who are considering making a purchase right now. Additionally, the initial cost may be increased by the fact that the cost of home charging equipment and the possibility of improvements to home electrical infrastructure may be incurred. The price of charging in public places can quickly pile up, particularly when using fast chargers, which are often more expensive than standard charges. It takes longer to charge an electric vehicle than it does to refill an internal combustion engine vehicle. Even with fast chargers, it can take anywhere from 30 minutes to an hour to charge an electric vehicle to 80%. Home chargers that are considered to be standard can take anything from 8 to 12 hours to fully charge. As a result, owners of electric vehicles are required to organize their journeys and daily routines in accordance with charging times, which might be a substantial adjustment. People who have to commute for a long time or who travel for great distances on a regular basis may find this planning situation to be particularly tough. In spite of the fact that some people are able to charge their electric vehicles without any problems overnight, others who live in flats or in places that do not have a dedicated charging infrastructure may have a more difficult time doing so. It is a fact that living with an electric vehicle necessitates making considerable adjustments to one's everyday routines and habits. It is possible, for instance, to make the discovery and utilization of public charging stations a routine part of one's life. This might be especially unpleasant in regions where there are a limited number of charging stations or if charge outlets are constantly utilized. In addition, lengthy road journeys necessitate more careful planning in order to guarantee that there are charging stations available at various points along the route. When traveling, this planning might add stress and time, especially in areas where there is a limited infrastructure for charging electric vehicles. There is a learning curve involved in making the transition from an internal combustion engine vehicle to an electric vehicle. New owners of electric vehicles may find it difficult to comprehend the intricacies of battery management, range optimization, and the numerous types of charging equipment. Furthermore, the shift might be made even more difficult by the fact that different electric vehicle models come with a variety of features and capacities. Some electric vehicles, for instance, come equipped with sophisticated regenerative braking systems that enable one-pedal driving. This is a driving style in which the driver lets go of the accelerator, which causes the vehicle to slow down dramatically and regains energy. Despite the fact that this function has the potential to improve efficiency, it is necessary to make adjustments to it, and it may not be intuitive for all drivers. What about the social aspect? Possessing an electric vehicle can also have societal repercussions. For instance, in areas where the adoption of electric vehicles is still relatively low, those who own electric vehicles may encounter skepticism or curiosity from their friends, family, and coworkers. It is possible to make it a regular part of talks to provide answers to queries regarding the environmental impact, charging times, and range of the vehicle. Furthermore, there is a growing community of EV enthusiasts who communicate with one another through online forums and local clubs in order to offer advice, experiences, and support. It takes time and work to become a part of this community, despite the fact that it has the potential to be a useful resource. Because electric vehicle technology is advancing at such a rapid pace, there is a growing concern about future-proofing existing electric vehicle purchases. Newer versions that have improved features, faster charging, and greater range are being produced on a regular basis, which can rapidly cause the ones that are currently available to feel out of date. Because of the quick pace of innovation, the resale value of EVs might be affected, and owners may find themselves questioning whether they should wait for the next significant improvement before making a purchase. The cost for insurance. The cost of insurance for EVs may be higher than that of internal combustion engine automobiles. There are a number of factors that contribute to this increase, including the higher initial purchase price, the expense of replacing the battery, and the specialized nature of repairs. Furthermore, the restricted availability of parts and competent repair shops can result in longer repair periods and greater prices, both of which are reflected into insurance premiums. When this occurs, the insurance premiums are increased. Living with an EV provides a number of advantages, including less pollution, decreased expenses for fuel, and a more peaceful driving experience. Nevertheless, it is accompanied by a one-of-a-kind collection of difficulties that are not often brought up in the narrative that is prevalent in the mainstream. When it comes to navigating the complexity of electric vehicle ownership, it is essential for current owners to have a solid understanding of these realities, as it enables potential buyers to make well-informed decisions. The difficulties associated with charging infrastructure, range anxiety, maintenance, environmental effect, economic considerations, and the learning curve are all factors that play a big role in the day-to-day responsibilities of an electric vehicle owner. As the market for EVs continues to expand and develop, it will be vital to overcome these obstacles in order to make electric mobility a choice that is more accessible and feasible for everyone. Even though there are obstacles to overcome, the transition to electric vehicles is a big step toward a future that is more environmentally friendly. Many of the difficulties that are currently being faced can be alleviated if there is ongoing progress in technological developments, improvements in infrastructure, and there is an increase in awareness. Understanding and getting ready for the reality of living with an electric vehicle is the greatest approach to ensure that your experience will be smooth and joyful for the time being. Don't forget to subscribe to our channel and hit the notification bell so you never miss out on our latest content. We'd love to hear your thoughts and experiences in the comments below. Thanks for watching, and see you in the next video.